I can't lie, I'm tired of them, you know. Some of them I find funny. You know the ones that go to the shop, they were like smoke a zoot in the shop or something and just harass. Like, you know what? It's a bit annoying for the guy in the shop, but at the same time, it's a little bit funny as well, innit? It's like it's like real life trolling, basically.
That's what they do.
But listen, let's get into it, man. One of the things that we always ask all the people that jump on is, what's the one thing that people should know about you, and how do you get your? You know what? Let's just start with the first one. I'm gonna start breaking it down into 2 questions anyway. So, what's the one thing that people should know about you?
The one thing is I'm an artist. I create art from Newham. Yeah, man, I'm an artist.
Yeah,
my art is my passion. That's what I do.
Yeah, what kind of music do you? I know today is gonna be like more like, so usually we touch on loads of different topics. We can touch on that too, but
yeah,
I think today's gonna be more like music orientated conversation. Anyways,
okay.
I'd like to dive into that a bit more. But yeah, what kind of music do you do?
Mainly it's drill, innit? Yeah, drill's the main thing. But yeah, just hip hop stuff in general. So it could be UK rap, drill. You know, I like to slide in melodies with the drill, so I like my drill melodic.
Yeah,
I don't like it just to play in Jane like a lot of the drill you hear, innit? I like it where it's got some melodies to it.
Yeah,
that's what I go for. Because obviously I produce all the songs that I'm putting out this year. I've produced all of them.
I didn't even know that. You know, that's actually lit.
So it's just a different thing when you produce the song as well as write the song.
Yeah,
it's an extra element because it's like you're building it from the ground up. So everything is encapsulating one message, like one story, from the beat to the lyrics, even to the way I'm delivering it.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm reliving moments through the whole journey from the beat to the music.
Do you produce other people's music as well?
I haven't, you know.
Yeah, I think that'd be lit because I feel like, you know what it is. I feel like so obviously you do what you want to do, but I feel like if you're producing music for yourself, obviously you know what your vision is. But sometimes it's nice to develop that skill of production for other people because they'll have a different vision and you have to like kind of work with them, and it's like you're developing other parts of yourself. It's
a different skill set.
Producing
for other people. I can imagine it being a different skill set. Like you said, someone's going to come and say, oh, I feel this way, or they're going to tell me a story and then I'm going to be like, all right, cool. Let me try to see if I can relate to that.
Yeah.
I definitely want to look into that, you know what I mean, in the near future, maybe like in the next year or 2 years.
That sounds lit, you know what I mean?
Wait, yeah.
Newham now.
I've produced that one as well.
Yeah, but bro, that track is lit, bro. That's like an anthem now, bro.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
For Newham.
Yeah, that's like an anthem still. See, even music, I was having a conversation about this a while back, and I kind of like came to the realization it's become almost like a fast food industry. Do you feel like that's the case, or do you feel like it's not the case?
I think there's elements of it. Yeah, to be honest, it kind of is, you know. It is. A lot of people are chasing the quick route to getting things, but a lot of people don't understand that in life, bro. There's no quick way to do things, you know what I mean? It's always a slow process no matter what you do. Yeah. And really the slow process is the most sustainable process, because you could get them quick things, but you're chasing that quick thing forever. And that quick thing, it goes as quick as it comes. So it's like that. Yeah. It is like that.
I get it, but do you move on from music that you listen to fast? Like, do you like?
I don't, you know. You don't? I listen to the same shit every
single day. Seriously.
I might add some stuff to it, but I'll be listening to stuff I listened to when I was 13 today. Like.
You might be the exception, because all the friends I've got, they literally, every time I see them like a week later, like they've got new songs they're listening to.
It's a new one.
And same for me, like, you know what it is like, and it's so lit because like I've got a playlist on SoundCloud, I've got a playlist on Spotify, I've got a playlist on YouTube, basically got a bare playlist, and I've got music like dating back all the way to like 2000s, or even like 90s, depending on what the song is, but mainly like because I was like listening to UK rap or grime, whatever, so it was like 2000s anyways. And then sometimes I would remember some of the songs, because you know that the playlist sometimes it's large, like 1,000 songs, you have to like scroll all the way down, and I listen to it, I just be like, oh my days, the song is so sick. But I moved on from it so quick because there's more and more music coming out. Nowadays, everyone can be an artist, as in like anyone can have a home studio. Because you know, like back in the day, you need to go to a proper studio to record. Now people can just they can get equipment, they can sound treat the room, start recording at home. So I feel like there's more musicians coming out.
There is.
Yeah, and there's more competition to
I think it's good though. I personally like it. 'Cause without competition, there's nothing to pull off. For me, like, I'm very competitive. That's why I even come fight for peace. Like, it gives me that spirit, that competitive spirit where it's like, you know, it's like I heard a story when I was younger about Apple and Microsoft and how, like, they were even, who's the guy who owned Apple again? What's his name?
Oh, Steve Jobs.
Yeah, he was talking about how without Microsoft, he wouldn't have been Apple because he needed that. That's what pushed them to go further. Whenever they put something out, I was like, nah, bro, we're putting something out. So I think it's good. I saw a lot of musicians complaining about, it should just be about talent. Or this so why. I'm like, nah, bro, I like how it is. So it makes you hustle harder.
Yeah. What would you say it's about now? So like, if you was to like put into like 3 elements or 4 elements, so like, where's it about now? Because obviously you said attention was one of them.
Yeah.
So what would you like categorize as? Like, if to make it as a musician, what would people need to address?
The first thing is the music.
Yeah.
The music's got to be substantial. So you got to have something that's different to everyone else's. Then it's your marketing. So it's how you're marketing yourself, your consistency with your marketing. So that could be on social platforms. That could be even when you're walking on the street. You know what I mean? Someone's going to see you. They're seeing the artist. They're not just seeing you. They're going to see the artist. So they want to see what else you're about. You know what I mean? You're going to have to... Yeah, so it's the marketing. And then it's just your mindset. That's the third one.
I like that.
Because at the end of the day, without that solid mind, like, you're not going to make it.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it. It's it. You have to be like ruthless. Just ruthless. Like, they're just not... There's like a burning, I can't describe it. It's like a feeling. You probably could relate to that feeling. You have that feeling where it's like a burning desire to accomplish it. You just want to keep going, keep pushing. And it's like, if I even find myself feeling tired, all I have to do is draw from my pain.
Do you get that kind of feeling of like you against the world kind of feeling?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I can relate to that.
Sometimes,
Yeah, I get that as well.
It's like a thing that keeps you, it's like food. It's like an energizer to feel that way. Even if it's not true in whoever's individual's case, that feeling is a true feeling. So definitely
do you know what I love? Yeah, I was
pushes.
talking to my guy Ashton yesterday, and one of the things that I love is I love the, like, not just the story. I love the feeling of being an underdog and just like proving people wrong. Just going, you know what? Let me show you, and that gives me the drive. That gives me the energy. Like being the underdog, it's just everyone's like looking like, what's the numbers? What's that?
What's your favorite underdog movie?
Underdog movie. You stuck it on me. You know, I'd have to think about it. You know what? Yeah. You know what? The Joker.
Oh, okay.
The Joker. Yeah, my favorite underdog movie.
Okay.
I can't lie, bro. I'm sorry I have to jump in for this one. I got a very, very amazing underdog movie.
Which one?
And it's a biopic. So it's a movie based on a true story. It's called Moneyball. Have you heard of it?
No.
Moneyball. Amazing movie. So it's a biopic based on like a true story where it's a baseball team that's kind of low league, low level baseball team. And they brought someone in that uses like tactical statistics or whatever to build up the team. So they, like, obviously in sports, if you have a lot of money, you buy the best players.
Yeah.
But what they've done is they found someone that understood the player's ability through statistics only. And they've got like a lot of like unknown players to come and join the teams or whatever.
Based on the statistics of the players.
Exactly, that's it. Based on that only. And they were cheap players, but like they might not be known because, I don't know, they might have like, I don't know, some type of inability for something small or whatever. They're like these small things that are unknown, and they got a bunch of wonder kids to come to the team, and they had like a crazy streak. Like look at like Fulham winning the Prem kind of thing. That's how that's one of my favorite.
Is it?
Bro, you're talking
What's
about
it called?
Moneyball.
Moneyball.
Yeah. One of is it Leo DiCaprio and Jonah Hill, whatever it is. That's a great movie, man.
Is it on Netflix?
Could be. I don't know.
I think I've seen it pop up, you know.
No, it's not. It's Brad Pitt. Sorry, Brad Pitt and
it's Brad Pitt. Yeah,
and Jonah Hill. Yeah, great movie.
Do you know what movie reminded me when you said that? Another one of my favorite underdog movies, Coach Carter.
Yeah, but that was what I was thinking.
Yeah, is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. That one, I like that one. It's a good movie.
Yo, Coach Carter is something else, and that's the type of shit I live for in a weird way. Like, I don't know, there's something there that drives me, and I think like even with the work I've been doing with like youth work I've been doing with young people, and just like seeing young people as the underdogs in society, and just being able to provide a platform or seeing them develop their own like abilities to overcome all of that. I think that's incredible, man.
You think it's better to be born as the underdog or to be born already ahead of the schedule?
Do you know what I think being born in struggle and having the ability to navigate that and overcome that, I think that adds more benefits than being born into money. Personally, but who am I to say that? You know what I'm saying? That's just my experience, and I think everyone's gonna see it differently. Because like when I meet people that's got money, don't get me wrong, like they're intelligent. Some of them even might be like smart and witty and all of that, but at the same time, I just feel like there's something missing where they don't really understand real life. Or
there's the grit is gone.
Yeah,
there's no grit.
Yeah, it's weird, man. It's like when I went to Luxembourg. This was a while back. Aladdin, you was there as well. When I went to Luxembourg, like we was staying in like the posh sort of like part of the city of the country, and the country's small, super small, yeah. And you see like people driving in Porsches because they got like the lowest like what is it, interest rate for banks and stuff. So most of the banks are based there, so there's a lot of rich people there. But then I was thinking like, bro, like where's the like people from the hood? Like see like in Newham, you meet people like it's diverse and all of that stuff. So I ended up going to another city for a day, yeah. And when I went there, like I just felt home because I started seeing people from different like countries that migrated there, and just like it feels real, like it felt
That's how
real.
when I went to New York.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
What was that? What was that like?
It was brilliant.
Yeah,
it was brilliant.
Tell me about it because I don't know what the experience was.
Bro, New York, it's nuts. It's nuts, bro. Every minute something's happening.
Yeah.
You don't even, like I said, like the first day I got there, I was speaking to this one, it was a homeless guy at the station, innit? So I was just chatting to him and I said, yeah, I'm from the UK. He didn't even know what the UK was.
Seriously?
He had no idea what the UK was. All he knows is what New York is in America, that's it.
Seriously?
So it blew my mind to, oh, this guy, like we think when we're here or we're just living life, we don't know there's people that don't even know we exist. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he was like, what? I was telling him, yeah, like we got Queen and that, you know what I mean? These times, you know, so, oh man. I was like, yeah, bro.
Hey, that's funny.
I was like, yeah, I'm like 9 hours on a plane. He's like, oh, a plane? You been on a plane, man? I was like, yeah, bro, I've been on a plane. I was like, oh, right, you ain't never been on a plane. It's nuts.
And did no one tell you that down there do we drink tea and eat crumpets and that?
No, I didn't get that, you know. Yeah. No, man.
But you know, like, I feel like the UK's got more exposure to the US now anyways. And I feel like back in the day, and obviously my experience was like when I was growing up, we used to bread America a lot. Like, we used to look at Americans, what they're doing, wear the same shit, try to do the same type of music. Even like you see someone like Jaja Souls that used to do music, he was putting on an American accent, but he was from the UK when he was doing some of his songs. And then later his transition was like, he said, no, you know what? I don't really care about this American thing. I'm going to start doing the UK thing. But eventually, I think the place we've got to now,
but it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Like, we're doing our own thing.
We embrace ourselves.
Yeah, and Americans are going, you know what? We kind of like that. You guys are lit.
Jumping on our beats.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, when I went there, I linked up with a few people, like, from Brooklyn. So, there's this, like, group, they're called Leaf Gang. There's a guy, Narcy, I met him, a few other people, and then there's some other people that was doing some videography for me, Louis and stuff. But that was the first time I heard American drill. I didn't even know there was like Americans doing drill these times, because this was like a while ago. So he was playing me something, man, on the speaker. I was like, bro, on our beat, that's our beats.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I fucked with it.
Do you know what?
I think he showed me, it was Chef G.
Yeah, Chef, yeah, you know
that
what?
was
Chef
the first
G's
person
hard.
I heard.
But I had I've got a friend, he lives in New York. He comes down to London like maybe like 3-4 times a year. Close friend of mine. And we had a drill competition once, yeah. So I was playing like, he's playing American drill, I'm playing like UK drill song by song, yeah. And bro, I'll tell you the truth, yeah, I think American drill is shit, personally. But I'm sure there's exceptions, but when I was hearing, I was like, it sounded shit, man. But I don't know, maybe I'm just biased because I'm from UK, you know what I'm saying? So
I think it's different, innit? Their vibe is different to ours. Theirs is like, it's a very party orientated, a lot of the stuff I've heard. Like even when they're talking the crowd, it still feels like it's like danceable. It's more dance music than it is like, you know, our drill I feel like is a lot more versatile. Like we have all the different avenues. We have the dance stuff, but we also have other stuff. We have, you know, the dark stuff that's like straight off the block. Then we have, you know, stuff that's a bit more lighthearted. We have, you know, the R&B stuff. It's way more versatile. And I'm want to be one of the people to make it more versatile as well. That's why I had to learn how to self-produce. Because I heard when I first started getting into drill, because I came from a background of like listening to a lot of like music in the early thousands, so all the 50 Cents, that type of melodic stuff, and then also being in touch with grime as well. There was a lot of sounds I could hear in my mind that wasn't in drill music at the time. Obviously drill's expanded since then, but it's still, I feel like such a so much you could do with that genre. It's such a baby. There's so much you can do. There's certain genres where it's like they've already done so much with it. These genres have been around for 50 years. This drill ain't been around for 50 years. It's only been around for a few years. And it's only really been developed for a few years. So there's just so much to do with it.
No, that's a really good point, because I was having a conversation as well about like drill being there for a long period of time, and it's not dying. Like it's not dying. It's been around for a while now. I remember. I think was it the Brixton lot that kind of started it. Who was it?
150. Yeah. 6-7.
Yeah, Sticks. He was like one of the like, you know what I'm saying, and then other people started doing
to bring it to the UK.
Yeah. But I remember like first time hearing it, and because what they were doing, because obviously at that time, the Chirac music, drill music was kind of big, so they were like rapping over those beats. You know what I'm saying, spitting over those beats, and that's how it kind of started. But like even like you're right, like let's say like if someone's out, someone's raving, whatever. And like, let's say something like M24, We Don't Dance comes on, like the crowd just goes nuts. Everyone knows it. Like it's just a different vibe. And there's some timeless pieces has been created through that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. The other thing I was gonna ask you is how do you get your feeling of importance?
How do you get your feeling of importance? What, to feel important?
Yeah. Trust me, listen, we've got outside the box questions on this podcast, you know what I'm saying? If you were just coming here expecting this going to be like a regular, like, yo, what kind of, you know what I'm saying? It's not that, bro.
How do I do that? By just working. I'm trying to work harder than everyone else. I feel like once I can be satisfied at the end of the day that I've done more, that, you know, certain people might call me, be like, yo, let's go out tonight, let's go do this. I'm like, you know what? I really want to go out. Fuck that though. I'm gonna hit the studio just so I can feel like, no, you know what? I've grinded harder than you, bro. Yeah. So man's doing more. You know what I mean?
I need to take a page from your book, because like my going on right now is causing me unproductive days still.
Yeah, bro. I feel like that's one of the things. I think that's the main thing, to be honest. It's just like if I don't feel tired, I don't feel drained, then I don't feel like I've done shit. I feel like, nah, bro, I tell myself, you ain't shit, bro. You ain't done nothing. Yeah. A waste, man. But if I work till my eyes are bust up, then I'm like, yeah.
You get into yourself. Yeah. Have you heard of a guy called David Goggins?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah. That's kind of like the things he was saying, like getting onto yourself, like waste, man. And that's what he used to do. He used to like wake up in the morning and look at the mirror, and he used to call that thing accountability mirror. And would basically just look at himself and just like get onto himself, just say like, yo, you're fat, you're this, you're da-da-da, whatever. And that helped to make the changes, innit? But it's interesting how in life, like what works for one person doesn't work for everyone, and everyone's got their own little
tactics.
Discover, their own little tactics. But sometimes some people don't even get to those tactics in the first place. Anyways,
I think that's one of the biggest problems when it comes to like sharing advice and sharing, like saying, oh, this is what I do, so you should do the same. Like a lot of it is not like when I start to share advice, it's not about like telling the person what to do. It's more about sharing a different way, or like a way of doing it, and letting them decide whether that's how they want to do it. So if David Goggins is talking about how he calls himself fat and a disgrace and whatever, and he's telling people you should do the same, next man will do it, and it will be completely counterproductive, because then it just turns to shit, because that's not how they kind of make their own progression.
But that's why there's so much information out there, though. There's so many people preaching different ways. You can kind of take notes from every book.
Yeah, I think the delivery that's the problem. It's not like do this. It's here's what I do. You get to decide. Because and then I guess sometimes it leads to like some people that shift responsibility and say, oh, I am where I am now because I listened to you. It's your fault that I do it because you told me to do this thing. It's not about that. It's share the information and let them decide. So that if it goes wrong, it's not his fault or her fault or their fault. It's my fault. I chose to make this change, not anyone else.
I feel that. Would you say, do you like to jump in the fire head first, or do you like the slow burn of like to slowly go into something, or do you like to just go in head first with the hardest
deep end? And I learned that through sports, because obviously I do my tie. So when people used to do this thing, you know what? I met a lot of people that used to go like, oh, like I'm gonna start training, but let me just slowly build into it. I used to just like, you know what? I'm out of shape. First day in, mad day. Next day, I'm embracing. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna be tough again, but I'm doing it. But that way, I speed up the process. I don't have to wait for very long to get back in shape, and be doing. I just jump into it.
Bro, the deep end. And you know what? Even trying to learn those tactics we're speaking about. When you're in the deep end, you have to, bro. You force yourself to. You don't have a choice. Like say, if you throw something in deep water, it's either gonna drown or it's gonna swim. But it's gonna do one or the other. It's gonna learn to swim or it's just gonna die. So it's like, I do feel like that application helps a lot.
That's how babies learn to swim. They know like swimming instructions when they teach babies how to swim. They don't.
It's like an instinctive thing. They know they can die, so they're like, you know, I need to not die.
It's like a law of nature that, like, even birds. Like, if I don't know if you know about how birds learn to fly. They hatch, they spend some time in the nest, and then their moms just dash them out the nest, let them free fall, and then they learn to fly instinctively. So like all these things, like I get it, like if learning how to adapt, like whilst you're in the fire head on, is natural. It's like instinctive. Even when they say if you fall into the Atlantic somehow, don't panic, just rest, because when you're relaxing, your body knows how to float itself.
And you can process stuff. I feel like that whole fast food thing as well, about what we've got now, I feel like a lot of people don't apply that jumping into the deep end, into the fire. That's one of the reasons why we get this fast food thing. Everyone wants instant gratification because they ain't felt pain. When you feel pain, I don't know, it just triggers something in your mind. Andrew Tate talks about that a lot. He said that he would not change his upbringing in any way, because he loves the fact that he was broke. He loves the fact that he was struggling. He loves the fact that he builds character.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said that if I grew up rich and if I grew up the way I am right now and I had these luxuries, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I love the person I am today. Understand?
You know what though? Yeah, after watching that video, I don't know if I can even listen to half of the stuff that he says no more. You know, I still think he's got some good advice that's like still applicable. People can take it away from. But see, you know what? I think he's got good advice, but him as a person, I don't think I can look at him the same. You know what I'm trying to say? Whether she asked him to hit her or not, I don't care. Like, it's just the fact that he's even hitting her.
But can you separate the person to the advice?
Yeah, 100%. But that's what I'm saying. I still think he's got good advice out there. But I'm saying as a person, that's why I'm separating him as a person. But I think as a person, I don't rate him for doing that. But I think he's still got good advice that people can take and apply to their life. You know
I feel you.
Yeah.
That video is nuts. I can't
the video is nuts, isn't it?
That video is nuts, you know, it's annoying.
Do you know
I
what's
find
crazy?
it annoying, bro, because it's like the same thing you're saying. Like, there's a lot of good things that he's pushing towards, you know, young people. But then that thing just like, what kind of shit is that, bro? That's just weird shit.
I got a question here. So you said you can do it. Can you separate the advice from the person? Is that something you can do? So Andrew Tate, for example, after seeing that, would you still take his advice?
Yeah.
Do you still listen to R. Kelly?
Nah, you know.
Yeah, I stopped listening to him as well. You know?
I stopped listening to him.
Because you know what the difference is? Because he's talking about the things he was doing, bro.
Not all the time.
I think the
What do you mean, bro? He's talking about if you come to my hotel, bro.
For me, it's because it's
and the hotel was going
kids,
crazy, bro.
Like, anything to do with doing weird shit to kids, bro, that's instant delete. Even if I feel like you know what I mean, you was a superhero to society. If you do something with kids, you're deleted from my whole consciousness.
You're smart.
Gone.
That's really fascinating. Have you
So sorry, by the way, Milambo's outside. Can you get him? Can you let him chill? Tell them to in the hub after, please.
Oh yeah, I'll land spawn. I'll go game. So have you not seen WandaVision by any chance? So
what is it?
WandaVision. This is a Marvel show that I watched. So essentially, what is this hero who she's been established as a hero. She's been in multiple movies before in the franchise, and then here comes a show where the entire show she's like her powers that mental stuff. She can make people do stuff with her mind, and she's a hero. She's done saved the world enough times. But this show is her taking a whole town captive and under her control so that she can create a life that she wants to live. And it gets me thinking about how people are very quickly to forgive her for that, what she's done, because those are the things she's done before that. So when you talk about how someone's a hero and does this, but then they done one fucked up thing, is like, how much do we understand the person where we can just instantly just tell them, nah, fuck you, because that one thing they've done, and completely forget all the other things they've done before that. You understand?
Yeah.
Do you know
I hear what you're saying.
Actions got consequences, innit? That's the way I see it. And I always say, like, everyone's free to do what they want to do. They just have to deal with the consequences. So if someone's like touching kids, they have to deal with the consequences. That comes within societal, you know what I'm saying, societal standards. Like if someone's gonna, you know what I'm saying? You know what, yeah? Here's a question for you, yeah? If the government tomorrow came out with a system, yeah, where they can be vigilantes, yeah, let's say they register, they sign up, there's all this process they go through, but they're allowed to do things to people that do wrong, they can like beat them up and all of that stuff. would you do that?
Be a
Would you
vigilante.
become a vigilante? Yeah, it's just like, just pattern, you know what I'm saying?
Hell yes.
I say hell yes. But you get to like, so, because what it
Get
is,
to punch people up.
because what it is, yeah, because in a weird
Legally.
way,
Punch up people that stalk.
yeah,
Oh,
bro.
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I'll be on that.
Yeah.
They should make that legal now.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Because you know what it
the
is?
fuck?
Because in a way, yeah, like police would protect them from how society feels about what it would do to them. Does it make sense? Because what it is, yeah, and obviously, like, and this is the thing about when it comes to judgment in general, yeah, like, you know, they say only God can judge us and all of that stuff. But I feel like within society, people know that there's certain things that are the norm that people shouldn't be doing anyways. You know what I'm trying to say? Sometimes society feels like the communities would rather take in their own hands, because if it's handled by the government or the legal system, they might not be having...
Processes just ain't processing
Yeah.
for some of these things.
Said, you know what? I heard math saying mathing before, yeah, but when it said processing, that's a new one. Turn up the third one. I don't know if it's turned
I
up.
think it was on already.
One second.
I think I've done it. Yeah. No, but there's something about that though, because even in like society, like how they're looked at in the legal system, like people that go after kids, sexual predators, rapists and that stuff, they're given really light sentences. And there's plenty of times, there's a lot of situations where families of people that have been victims of that stuff, yeah, they want to take it into their own hands, but they've locked the person up in prison, then they've been released a couple years later, and they've been basically scrubbed from the system because they put on sex offenders list, they change names and that stuff.
And on top of that, yeah, they also protect them inside the prison as well. You know what I'm trying to say? Because like there's people in prison who would be getting onto them or be on a case, but they're being protected because of, you know what I'm saying, because of the how the system's structured and all of that. You know what I'm saying? John, I was gonna ask you, yeah, on music and listening to music. The question kind of flew out of my head. We're lot saying a lot, right? Yeah. It kind of flew out of my head. Yeah. Basically, my friend Ashton, I went on this podcast yesterday and he had a good question. He goes, what's the last song that you listened to that you put on repeat for time, maybe like 30 minutes or an hour, and why that song in particular?
Probably if I'll be 100, it's probably the last song I made. When I make a song, I have to listen to it 100 times, like every time, to see if there's any little parts. I feel the last thing I made, I cooked up, was a song called "Back at the Party," and it's about, you know, being in a party, trying to make money in the party. So the man them at the back, we're not at the forefront dancing. You know what I mean? We're at the back of the party trying to make our cash. So yeah, I listened to that song a lot of times. That was the last one I listened to on repeat. I was trying to figure out how I was gonna. There's like a flute in the song I put. It's like a catchy flute. I was trying to figure out what other melody can I add to this. So I found out these like hyper pop vocals. I mix a lot of, in drill, I mix a lot of I like hyper pop vocals with the dark drill pianos. I feel like it's a nice compliment to it just gives it a different feeling, because it's got a vibe, but then it's also got the crowd underneath. So that was the last thing I listened to a lot of times. Someone else's track, the last thing I listened to multiple times. Man.
That's it.
I don't
remember.
Nah. I can't, you know. It might have been Purple Rain by Prince, you know.
By Prince.
Yeah, because you know I never listened to Prince my whole life. And then I must have heard about him on some YouTube thing. Someone was talking about Prince. So I was thinking, you know, let me go listen to his tune. And that song, I kept listening back to it just to like understand what he's actually talking about.
Yeah.
I vibed with it still.
Yeah, I've never heard that track either. I think we're gonna have to check it out.
Come man's always seen it on t-shirts and stuff, that Purple Rain, you know, with Prince thing. So I thought, you know what, let me go actually listen to the song. It was alright still.
Yeah,
that's probably one of the things I listen to.
Yeah. What was your first experience with music?
My first experience making music was when I was 13. I wrote my first 16. It was to the, you know, that 9 song, CR. Remember CR, where he's handing out all the grills? Yeah. That beat was the first beat I wrote to. I think that was the first beat I wrote to when I was 13.
The church
that one there. So that was my first one in school. I remember I was showing random it in the playground, you know what I mean? And then I recorded it. I had a little setup at home. Like I literally made a pop filter. It's like there's like this shield thing you put around the mic. So in the little booth thing, to sound for the reflections of the sound.
Yeah.
I made one out of cardboard and bubble wrap. Literally.
Literally.
And I tied it to my wardrobe, put the mic up. To hold the bubble wrap thing, I put little bottles of deodorant and stuff like to hold it up and that. And then I remember people started sharing that about. They were sharing it in other schools. Like, man, they was come to me, hey, yo, that thing was hard, you know what I mean? So I was like, yeah, all right, cool, this is what I'm going to do. From 13, I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. Obviously, I lost track of it after a while. I wasn't making music till I was about 17.
Yeah.
Because I was just...
What got in the way? Like, you just didn't care about it at that time?
Probably I just jumped on road. From 13, that was it. Like, I wasn't really interested in music. I was like, you know what, I need money.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I remember, you know, it was just me and my mum, so I just always felt like I needed to do something. I felt like I needed to be the man, so I had to go and do that. And obviously I had other brethren with me as well that were feeling the same way. So we kind of just teamed up and just went out there, and then kind of just lost track of music till about 17, and then it was like certain things started happening. I got into some mad situation. I had a mad case thing. When I was 17, it didn't get resolved till I was 18. I had to wait a year.
Shit, man.
But that case there is what kind of flipped the switch for me. Yeah, it was a mad thing.
Do you know what's funny? Like, you're sharing that story and I can kind of resonate, like slightly different, like maybe age points and all of that stuff. But yeah, I kind of felt the same. Like, obviously, single mom, I started doing certain things and whatever, and then I had a case as well that kind of it made me think about certain things, and I was looking for a way out. And I remember I started going uni. When I started going uni, I said, you know what, uni shit, man. I hated uni so much. But I feel like in life sometimes there's no like one pathway in general, just like things work out in a certain way. You know what I'm trying to say? And most of the things are a risk, and it's like you try certain things and you learn from the experience. You know what I'm saying? But I'm happy you realize like there's a way to do things in a different way. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's becoming another like statistic.
I even said it in this new song I'm about to drop. Alright, mate. That's what I said in it in the first verse. I said, have you ever hit 2 licks in the same day? Had them hellies out searching. Courtroom telling you 5. Look to the left. Mumsy's nervous. Nothing ain't certain. Try working customer service, end of the month, that money's not working. Back serving, in the tea, got to pull them curtains. Like, that was like, even when I was writing that, I had to relive that moment, like how it felt when my mum was just there. I'm just looking at her and I'm thinking, rah, like, like a minute ago I was just out, I wasn't thinking, I was not conscious about what I was doing. And then when I saw that, I was like, you know what, alright, cool, like I can rap. So let me just spend more time trying to, and it wasn't instant to change. It still took a while, because obviously when you're with, you know, you're always getting pulled back into it. So it's, you know, to keep on track.
Yeah.
But, you know.
It's also the people you're around as well, isn't it? You know what I'm saying? That makes a difference.
It's just that. Yeah, man. That was so that's the music journey from then till now.
That's lit, man. Do you feel like, are you trying to go independent route, or you trying to like, are you open to like labels or anything like that? What's your thoughts on it anyways? Because I'll share my thoughts afterwards anyways, but what's your thoughts on the whole like label thing and signing deals and all of that stuff? Or if you're meeting 10 minutes better? I
think if you know what you're doing, it could be useful, but like, it's not good. I don't think you could to just jump into signing a deal straight away. It makes the most sense, because you're not going to get a good deal. No one's investing millions of pounds into someone and then expecting nothing in return. They're going to want their millions and some. And me, I'm not, we're not about to put in all this effort and work to just give it to someone else and say, yeah, like, have everything we make from it. No, I don't mind going through the hardship of trying to graft it independently. And if they put something on the table in the future, which makes sense because we're trying to do a certain thing, then yeah. But until then, I just feel like these days we got such a, like, these phones, they're not just phones in my mind. They're not just things to just communicate. Like, this is a tool.
Yeah,
it's a weapon. You could use this to do mad stuff. How can you post something and you've reached out to 200,000, 500,000 people, bro?
Yeah, people make money off the phone.
That's nuts.
Just off the phone, innit?
At yard.
Yeah. It's wild, bro.
To sign a deal at this point, when you've got all that, it don't make sense.
you know what's making me laugh?
lazy.
Yeah, you know when people were talking about COVID and they were saying like people are gonna get injections, gonna be chip in there and all of that. Yeah, I was laughing because like I already got a chip, like it's with me all the time. You know what I'm saying? The chip's always there. It's not in my body, but man got a chip, bro. You know what I'm saying? Man
You
always
got a
had
point.
it.
Sitting there like you're having a convo about something, and the next thing you know, you're seeing adverts for it.
Yeah,
Literally, bro. They're listening,
bro.
bro. They're creeping.
Yeah,
There's
bro.
gotta be something, fam. It's the only thing I've got on me 24s that's in every conversation I have. How else is I'm?
Yeah, bro, they could be listening right now, fam. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, who knows? You know what I'm trying to say? But see me, I go with this mindset of like, fuck it, listen to what I'm talking about anyways. Fuck them. You know what I'm saying? And if they're tracking me or whatever, like, who am I to? I don't really care if they track me. You know what I'm trying to say?
You know, that's funny.
I'm
It's
not
good
doing-
you say that, bro. You find a lot of people that be like, oh, they're watching me. Bro, who the fuck are you for them to
Like,
be watching?
You know the people that say they're watching me, yeah, it's like they don't even give a fuck.
They don't
about
give a fuck. What you doing?
You know what I'm trying to say? They're like, you know what I'm trying to say? At that point, they even know what they even care. They didn't even know they exist, bro. They didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? It's true though. It's so true, fam. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, these are tools, man. They're tools. In this day and age, like I said, to sign a deal to give away your whole situation, it's just lazy, bro.
Yeah.
Literally, it's just lazy. You're looking for that shortcut. It's
Yeah.
that fast food thing you're talking about, that fast food music society. You're just looking for that quick way to get from A to B. It's like, nah. It's
But you know how I see it? Yeah, I think personally, so I started seeing as music labels as a, I feel like they just finesse people. So I see a music label. I used to say a bank as a bank before, but I don't see it as a bank no more. I see a music label as an investment company, because that's what people, you know, like investment companies, they'll invest in certain things and they'll expect a return, innit? So they'll see an artist and they'll look at them, they'll have the risk management and they'll think like, cool, can we work with this guy to make money, whatever. They'll invest in that person and then obviously they're going to get a return. But usually, within the investment that they got, yeah, it's usually the deals that really unfair on the artist anyways, you know what I'm trying to say? The expectations will be high because they're thinking like, cool, if the artist doesn't perform to that level, whatever, we can still make money of it or whatever. So they have high expectations. So they give the investment to the artist and then that's the exchange, isn't it?
I think it's even worse than an investment bank, bro. I think the closest industry that is close to the music industry is the pimp industry. That's the only one I can think of that's like next to. They're twins.
Yeah,
because it's the same. It's the same principles. Like the artist is like, I ain't no hoe, but you know what I mean. That's how that industry is gonna look at certain artists. You know what I mean. It's like, go do the work, give us the money, and keep going doing the work, and they'll entice you with things. It's a dark thing. They'll try and entice you. Like, it's worse than the road.
And you know what it is?
In the road, at least you know what you're doing. You know what you're getting into. You know, okay, I'm gonna do this. This can happen. This can happen. This is what I'm gonna do. In the music industry, you don't know nothing. It's all confusing. Everything's backwards. They're gonna tell you this, do that, give you this, then take that. Don't make no sense.
Yeah, I think 50 Cent was saying. I watched one of the clips he was talking about, saying at least, yeah, like what you said, like at least on roads, you know what's gonna happen.
You know.
They were saying that with these people in suits, like you go to these like meetings and whatever, they'll smile in your face and they'll make it sound in a certain way, and then by the time you walk out, all you know, you've been fucked. Like,
Was
you
it
know
the
what
one
I'm
where he's
trying to
talking
say?
about?
You're done out here.
Is he talking about how the ruthless people is in the suits?
Yeah.
Is that, like they're the biggest robbers. They're better than, they're hitting the biggest licks because they don't even need to do much. They just write a couple words on some paper and that's it.
And that's it. Just someone would just sign in.
They made a mill.
Yeah. Someone was telling me like on the signature thing, yeah. I need to look into this, by the way, yeah. Well, I'll just bring it to the space right now, yeah. That apparently the real signature is your fingerprint, yeah. And someone was telling me next time, he said like next time when I try to sign something, you go just put your fingerprint on there and see what they say. Yeah, I don't know if that's some kind of conspiracy theory or whatever. Actually, was it you that was telling me? Yeah. Yeah, you want to slap it? Do you want to slap it on there quick? On the mics? Do you want to slap it on the mic so you can explain the thing?
What is that? Oh, because obviously your fingerprint is individual.
Yeah.
I think. Listen, I don't have a lot of knowledge around it, but I think, obviously, same as words, right? Like a signature is just a man-made thing. What's the closest? It's part of your body. Your fingerprint. So apparently, I've heard that they said, somebody said to me, listen, next time, let's say you renew your contract at work or whatever, if they ask you to put your signature, just put your fingerprint on it and just see what happens.
I'm gonna try that,
Yeah.
See me, I try stuff. But you know what? Just for the audience as well, for all the listeners.
How you gonna do it? You gonna draw on your finger?
No, I just get like some
Some ink in it.
yeah, some ink. Just put the ink and just slap it on there, and I'll see what they say.
So it can go away.
But you know what it is?
No.
But it's true though, like, because my fingerprint can't be replicated. I think there was one anomaly in the world where some kind of twins or someone had the same fingerprint, but it's like it's almost impossible to even have it. But yeah, I'm gonna try it out, man. But also for the audience that listening, everything we talk about, just do your own research. Like, go on Google, type it in, because we might say some stuff that could be misinformation. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's like, don't shoot the messenger. Don't be saying these guys are out here spreading misinformation and yeah, exactly. You know what I'm trying to say? It's just, yeah, do your own research, check the facts. You got Google on your phone, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, bro, the phone's a powerful device.
You know what? That's a big problem, you know, misinformation, especially on socials. Bro, the amount of things I see someone put some bullshit and everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I just quickly go, let me quickly Google this. This man talking shit.
Do you know what? Yeah, let me touch on this quickly, yeah, but I have to type it in quickly. So there's 3 types of like false information. They put in 3 categories. By the way, the reason I'm bringing this up here, I think it's useful for people to know, because someone I know that works in the government, that's what they're working on. But these are going to be the 3 things they're going to be basing all the information on, yeah. Moving forward on internet, yeah. So there's going to be disinformation, misinformation, and malinformation, yeah. If you lot haven't heard of it, let me just quickly break it down for you lot. So disinformation refers to like false information that is intended to manipulate, cause damage, or guide people, yeah. So there's a lot of disinformation on Instagram, usually, or any other social media platform. Malinformation refers to information that stems from the truth, but is often exaggerated in a misleading sort of way. And misinformation description is not on here for some reason. But I'm guessing misinformation is something that isn't true. I think it's pretty straightforward anyways. It's just something that's not true and someone just it's their opinion, or they share something about something. But it's interesting because for a long time now, the government's been looking at, not just in this country, in all the other countries, they've been looking at how they can address like false information within social media, and that's the strategy they came up with. They're going to start addressing and categorizing in these 3 areas and then putting a lid on it. But you know what? It's a weird one, yeah. On a philosophical level, it's like in a weird way, everyone's right though, innit? Regardless. That's just the way they see the world, innit? In their world, they're right. They're not wrong. If someone says this is the thing, they're not wrong.
Yeah, it depends on the topic though.
Alright, so what kind of topic? Give me an example if you can come up with one.
What about misinformation? If they're right in their own perspective.
You know what? Alright, let me use this as an example. Yeah, if someone goes on social media, yeah, and says that, let's say that they say that 50 Cent doesn't give 50 Cent doesn't give enough money to his son. Yeah, what type of information is that? That's someone's opinion, innit? And what I realize is that when it comes to information, a lot of people bring their opinion in there. They're not necessarily wrong. It's just their opinion attached to the information.
I do get what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm waffling at this point. Man, am I waffling at that point?
They're part of reality, innit?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't tell him, man. Got to speak into the mic, bruv. Maybe like some rookie.
my voice is loud enough, but I think it's just your reality, innit? What you see and what you think. So at the end of the day, it's what you see through your eyes. You know, if you actually believe it, then
yeah. Alright, bro, listen, I've got 2 more questions for you.
Yeah,
we're gonna start wrapping up. Yeah, I'm actually excited to ask you these questions as well. So I guess the first thing is, what has been your favorite performance so far?
Favorite live show?
Yeah, because I know you've done a few. I've been seeing you do quite a few over time, and so
Yeah.
what's been your favorite one so far?
Favorite live show, man. I've done so many, you know. I want to take a sec to just go through memory lane. Favorite live show. I spur some, please. What's the
Yeah, I
most?
was gonna say,
Give me some recent ones, just so I can jog the memory.
Leicester was pretty decent, just in terms
Leicester was good, yeah.
of performance feedback. Any show in South London, the one Fusions event,
You know what? I got top 3 now.
Just spurred my moment.
I got a top 3.
That's why it's important to have a manager, you know.
It is.
Me? That's not just a manager. That's your.
It's my brethren, fam.
Yeah, bro.
It's my guy.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I'll say the top 3. I know I would put it's called 1 in a Million. There was a show. It was in Hackney. I'll put that as my number 1. Like, I don't know. I felt like in that room, man, everyone, it was a vibe, and everyone that was there, shout out to everyone was there, man. It was good. You know, everyone that performed, it was good. The setup, like, man was standing on some, just like it was supposed to be a seat. I wasn't even on the stage, but I was standing on a seat, and the wall was like, low down, so I'm having to crouch. But I didn't mind it, cause it felt, I don't know, I just felt like everyone in that room didn't give a fuck. Like, it was just a vibe. You know what I mean? It didn't matter how it was. Yeah, and it was packed out in a room.
Sick.
It was good vibes. I say number 2 would probably be Leicester. That was a good vibe as well, because that was a whole trip. Like, to go outside and just see how, you know, they're moving around there. You know, there was a lot of uni students and
Was
stuff.
the audience different in Leicester? What was it similar to London?
There were a lot more. They turned up a lot harder.
A lot more,
yeah, man, they turned up harder. They went a lot harder, man.
Train strikes that day as well, fam. We had to get a coach to Leicester. No trains.
That's
man.
wild, bro.
No big rails. But yeah, man, that one was good. And I'll say probably the New York one as well. That was a whole journey as well. I did the show there as well. So, and that was hosted by G Major. We did that in it was in Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn was it? Flatbush? Yeah, Flatbush. I was in Flatbush. That was a sick show as well, man.
Yeah.
Them lot turn up hard as well.
How did that come about? Did someone reach out to you for that one, or you reached out to someone?
It was through a DJ called DJ Books, I think, originally.
Yeah.
Some of the people I was working with at the time, EF, they sorted it out for man. So they contacted them, and they were going back and forth with Books. I did some remixes with him and some songs with him and stuff. He produces as well, and then obviously he branched out to all his people and stuff. And when we went over there, it was a good touchdown, because we had a lot of people there that was like we've already contacted, we've already kind of spoken to, took us around and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what the maddest thing is? Next to the show, there was this shop. This blew my mind. I went into this shop. It was the strangest thing ever. When you go in the front door, there was like an open mic happening at the door. So you got the man them just rapping. You walk a little further, then you have a bar. It's like a narrow thing, and there's like different sections. There's a bar, and there was all people in suits and stuff, and briefcases at the bar. What? And then just next to the bar, there was like a pizza takeaway, and there's all these workers in construction uniforms. I was thinking, what
Everyone was having their own section.
Literally, there was like different sections. It was the strangest thing I ever seen.
That is wild.
Strangest thing I ever seen.
Yeah.
Like,
I want to see that now. That sounds so.
it was different.
It's like man could just walk for 2 seconds and in a different place, bro. Different location, bro.
Literally.
So that's, you can walk down and you're chilling with lawyers with Milambo and that, bro. If you get me, and
then there's
in one of the rooms and that, you know what I'm saying? You go to the next room, you're chilling with boxers, bro. You never know, fam.
Even the corner shops there are strange, bro. The corner, like every shop, they call it delis, innit? And they serve like hot food. So you can go to a shop, you can get weed, you can get hot food, you can get everything in your corner shop. This corner shop sells everything, whatever you want.
Yeah, wow. That's why I was hearing that New York is just London on steroids, basically.
Literally, so, yeah, man. Everyone's on a hustle there.
Yeah.
So yeah, them 3 was top 3 performances so far. Yeah. Hopefully, by the end of this year, the top 3 will be some festivals. You know what I mean?
Man. Sick. I can't wait for that to happen. And do you have like a particular like ritual for like the shows? Like, do you get like ready? Is there a way you get ready, or you just go with the flow sort of thing?
Yeah, I do prayer with the man them.
Lit.
For any show, man. We've got to do a prayer. You know what I mean? Just give thanks to be able to be there. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, man. That's the ritual there.
Yeah, that's a good ritual still.
And maybe a bit of Henny as well, you know.
Henny. Little bit Henny. Cool, man. So just to wrap it up, do you have anything you want to promote? So I guess there's two promotions that you can do. Yeah. So number one is, do you have anything of your own that you want to promote? So obviously it might be music, might be something else you're working on. And second is, do you have anything else to promote that isn't something that's of your own? You know, it could be like maybe a book, could be like a video, could be a person, could be anyone basically, or anything. So yeah, those two.
Yeah, I got another song coming out. It's coming out by the end of this month, end of January. Should be coming out on GRM Daily. It'll be on all platforms as well. It's called Alright Mate. So there I'm just talking about just my life in general. So it's gonna be an introduction. It's drill. It's in the ends. That's coming out soon. Something for people to go look at. What have I looked at recently?
It can be anything, like anything that inspired you as well, maybe, or it can be from time ago or whenever. Something they want to promote for people, just go check it out and just be like, cool. They might take some inspiration from it too, or anything like that.
There was a film I watched the other day. What was that film called, man? That was a good film. I don't remember the name, but I remember the story. Huh? No, I ain't haven't seen that, you know.
That is
it a good film?
What?
Banging. It's a lot.
3 hours, 10 minutes
3
long. I've
hours,
never
10
watched it in my
minutes.
life. Yeah.
Oh, it was called The Taxi Driver. Don't know if you ever seen it.
Fake Taxi.
No, oh, yo. Hey, if you want to watch that, it's on you, innit? No, Taxi
Nah, I'm
Driver.
joking.
It's got Robert De Niro. Yeah, you seen it? Yeah, old school film. That film, I really like that film, and I like it how it kind of just showed the kind of psychology of just being beaten down by life and kind of just finding a purpose and stuff. Like, you gotta watch that film. It's a very interesting film. Even the music score, I love the music score, bro. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, yeah, I can see that, you know. I can see that because it's kind of like a similar storyline in a way. It's a good movie, man, and the music. I like the music in that, man. I might sample something into this next job beat.
Yeah, why not, man?
But yeah, man, that's what I would say, man.
Why not? Cool, and last but not least, when you get a chance to say something to 8 billion people, what would you tell them?
To 8 billion people.
Yeah. So just imagine, like, I don't know, let's say, for instance, tomorrow, all the world leaders got together. They said, you know what, we're gonna put you on the TV or whatever, and everyone's gonna watch you say something to.
Damn, that's tough, you know.
I know, but that's
something you would prepare a whole.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. It's meant to be tough. But what would you tell them off the rip, like straight away, just like, what do you want to tell people?
Go stream my music. You know what I mean? Go stream my new track, blood. 8 billion. You know how many? I'll bust Spotify, bro. I would have hit all algorithms gone, bro. That's the biggest break of the internet ever.
Gone clear. That's
gone
it.
clear. You never
Bro,
have to work and do anything again, like promotion wise. You got everyone. 8 billion,
Bro, listen, there's no right or wrong with this question, innit? So it's what we want to tell them. That's If you want to tell them,
that's what I'll probably say, man. I'll say, yeah, man, just go follow the Instagram,
I like that. And yeah, we'll slap all your socials in the description anyway. So for people listening or watching as well, the links are going to be in the description. So yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me, man, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Appreciate it, man. Anytime.